Welcome.
Welcome to Outstanding Individuals. My name is Cody Lewis.
My name's Kellen.
And we are back. We are here. We're in the afternoon. We like to tell people the time.
We're doing an afternoon pod.
Let's show them that sound we just made.
That was the mic check.
What's up?
Not much. We're doing afternoon pod. Cody went and got breakfast this morning
With a lady?
with a lady of the night. Does that mean a prostitute?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Not with a lady of the
Don't
night.
call her that.
Okay. Cut that.
Yeah. I got a girlfriend now.
Whoa.
Am I allowed to say that?
You're saying it.
She'll go unnamed, but yeah.
We'll unname this woman
Or guy.
or guy.
Or they, them.
Yeah,
You never know with me.
that's true.
No, she's
It's
a
a woman.
lovely lady.
Yeah.
What if she's a lady? She's like 70.
Is a lady mean older?
I think, yeah, dude. Have you ever, like, someone that's like, oh, you know that lady over there? You would never look over and see a young woman.
Person. Yeah, that's a good point.
Although it is very funny to call a young lady a lady. Like, it's not young lady. I feel like
No,
oh,
it's
that
weird.
lady. Yeah, it's weird.
Hey, young lady. That's weird. You have to be old. You have to be old and in a fedora to say, hey, young lady.
Maybe, yeah, if I'm going to start trying that. We're starting this pod hot. Can we cut that girlfriend stuff?
Yeah.
I don't want the viewers
when
to
I
know.
called her a prostitute. I didn't know. It's in my defense.
What do you think a lady of the night is?
Yeah, now that I am thinking about it, yeah, there's nothing else it could be.
Yeah.
So that's my bad.
Or if you're a player and you just have a roster and you're like, this is
A lady of the night.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a country where prostitution's legal?
I went to Amsterdam one day.
Is it true they have them like in the window and stuff?
Yeah, but I don't. I know that is a thing. I don't remember seeing it. So maybe it has to be true, right?
Yeah. I've never been to anywhere where it's legal.
Would you? I know you have a girlfriend.
It's hard. I can't even get in that mindset. I'm so in love.
So you wouldn't get a hooker?
No,
What if
I
your
would be
boys
too. I'd
paid
be
for
too
it?
freaked out.
You're right. What if you're drunk?
All right, I'll do it. No. I'm kidding. No, I would still be too freaked out. I would also like when people go to rub and tugs. People are like, oh, you know, I have friends of friends that like go to rub and tugs all the
same.
times, and I'm like, aren't you worried there's a camera somewhere?
Oh, that's what you're worried about?
I would be worried about that. Rub it, yeah.
One of my buddies went to one. Maybe I've told you this story, but he would go there and they would give him the hand job.
Yeah.
And then one day he went just to get a massage, and he's like, I just want a massage, just a massage. They're like, no, we're too busy. We're just doing hand jobs.
Just hand jobs.
And then so he left. But he also talked about he got a hand job from this older Asian woman.
Okay. He said it was
with
the best
fake
ever.
tits. Yeah,
He said it was good.
he loved it. But then sometimes I've heard they'll put the condom on for a hand job.
Really?
Did I make that up?
You might have made that up.
Yeah, I think I made that up.
I don't think there could be any kind of a sexually transmitted disease with the hand job.
Right, it would be from the hand.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Unless they have a open wound.
Yeah. Oh, that's gross. Those
Yeah,
poor
really.
ladies or men.
Or they thems.
I think I would do it, to be honest, if I was
Single.
If it
You're
was
you're newly not single and you're like,
If
yeah,
it
I
was
would
ye-
get a hand job.
Yeah, if it was yesterday, I would have done it. But I think I think I would just feel so gross after, you know?
Yeah, the post-nut clarity on that has to feel very weird.
Yeah. I have multiple friends who have done it.
It's also got to feel weird if they do it in the beginning and then, well, that's the reason it's called a happy ending.
Yeah.
Because if you do it in the beginning, you would just be like, I got to go. This
Yeah.
is the weirdest thing ever. So you do it at the end.
Yeah, of course. Interesting.
Interesting stuff.
Okay, I was going to say something else.
Viewers, would you, if you were in the car alone, would you go to a rub and tug?
Have you ever been driving and masturbated? That's a good question.
That is a good question. I have, not to completion, but one time I was very tired and driving. I was very sleep deprived. So I just, I just got it started. I just cocked the gun,
Yeah.
Put bullets in the chamber, cocked it. I didn't shoot it.
How?
But I couldn't stay awake. I'm doing like the AC full blast.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get, and I was like, it would work.
Yeah.
Start rubbing the wiener.
Did it work?
Yeah, I stayed awake.
Dude, that is an insane thing that you...
That's a good life hack. Boom! I didn't even have a good life hack this week.
So I want to say it again?
Okay, life hack this week. You were in the car. your man or woman or they them, and you're falling asleep at the wheel, play with your genitalia.
What if you have a friend with you?
You can't. Well, if you have a friend, it's easy to stay awake. Because you're like, you got to
true.
talk to me. You got to fucking make sure.
But how crazy is it that you can be so tired
Yeah.
that you're driving and you're like, I would die if I fall asleep, yet you
still do it.
It's insane.
Yeah, I have a friend, this guy Joe, I forgot his last name in college. He said one time he was driving and he was like falling asleep, so he pulled over, and at one point he's like, "What the fuck am I doing? Like I'm not a pussy. I'm not gonna fall asleep." And then he got in the car and immediately fell asleep, hit a telephone pole, and it's like thousands of dollars, I think, because like the city, I think you have to pay for that.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck."
Dude, one time I was this is kind of related. I was with my like high school girlfriend. It was late night. We were like at the football field.
That's hot.
It was hot.
That is hot as hell.
You know, back in the day when you would have to go like have sex in cars. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's unrelated. So we're sitting there on the bleachers, and there was a huge explosion. Like the whole sky lit up blue.
Yeah. How far?
Like
really in the sky or like in the
no,
distance?
it was like in the distance, but
Okay.
like over the trees.
Okay.
And we were like, "What the fuck was that?" And then it turns out a guy hit a telephone pole,
Oh
or
my
no, or
God.
like a
power plant.
yeah, some like those boxes with the
Mm.
and that. So it fucking just a giant blue.
Did you guys go investigate?
No, we saw it the next day in the paper.
You said to
Like
her,
we didn't even know what it was.
did you say to her, "This could be it. We could be getting attacked.
Oh,
it would suck to go without a hand job.
on the outside in the fucking.
Should we make love as aliens attack us?
Oh, that's where your head went. Aliens.
It could be aliens. You could convince her. Here, this is another life hack
No.
with driving and falling asleep. And
Oh, shit.
this is my uncle would do this because he works a job where doesn't sleep that much. He would get a cup of coffee and
Pour it on his head.
And burns keep you awake. No, he would hold it. He would take the top of the coffee and he would hold the coffee.
Yeah.
And you would be spilling on your hand and stuff, but you would stay awake that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like burning.
Yeah, like it's like pretty hot, so you're like, but it's also like even if you can't fall asleep, even if it was cold, I guess that would keep you awake.
Yeah, they say chew ice.
Chew ice.
I don't know. That's like an old trucker trick.
Little trick or treat.
Meth is one of them.
Do meth?
Yeah, I think so. Does meth keep you awake?
Yeah. Gives you a lot of energy.
Would you ever do meth? Yo, last night I was
No.
at a bar with Chloe. Shout
out, Chloe, if you're listening. Thanks for the invite, guys. Keep going and keep going.
And I go in the bathroom, and it's one of those like horrible dive bar bathrooms where you can just basically see in the stall. And there's a guy with like not a fedora, but like a round, wide brim hat.
An influencer hat.
Yeah, but he's like old. Like he looked like he'd been in the bar for years and years.
Oh, so he's probably mad that the influencers are wearing those hats,
he
'cause
started.
He started that 100 years ago.
They're gentrifying his hat or
Yeah.
whatever, and he was just fucking doing because his back was facing he was facing the toilet, and I just hear him doing cocaine,
Amazing.
and then he's like flushing, and then I hear him sucking. But
Do it
this guy
again.
was the oldest time. I'm like, this is the best.
Did you
dude.
say anything to him?
No, because he was like, I was in the urinal, but I just like could look in. The bathroom's horrible, but so then I did it with him.
Did you?
No,
If he offered, you would have said, "No, sir."
never.
You said, what does DARE stand for again? Drugs Against Retarded.
Assholes. What is that? Assholes isn't even.
Yeah. What does DARE stand for? Drugs?
We looked things up. Remember? You want me to tell you?
Don't. Yeah, tell me.
Dare.
You just typed in DARE. You got to say what does it stand for.
Drug abuse resistance education.
Education. I like that you flubbed education.
Sometimes I have a lisp and it hits and then I get self-conscious mid.
I don't think I've heard your lisp.
Some people say I have it. Isn't that a weird thing? Some people are like, oh, yeah, you kind of do. And other people are like, I don't hear it.
Yeah, that is
It's like,
weird.
what's going on in their brain?
Did you ever do DARE? As a
No, I think I missed it because I went to homeschool by the time it showed up.
You ever do Truth and Dare as a kid, and you're
I
just all fucking. Everyone's like, "Damn, I hope someone asks me to kiss
Yeah.
the girl," and it never happens.
Never. I did it in I was at summer camp and we did we did spin the
the
brush.
bottle?
Yeah, but we had a brush and we did it and we just kissed each other on the cheek and I'm like, this is so lame.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, that's the fucking hottest thing in the world.
Yeah, but even then I was like, I should be fucking macking down on this chick in the closet or whatever, you know? Did you ever play spin the bottle?
No, spin the bottle.
That's a funny idea for a game, right?
Spin the bottle, and then you kiss.
Yeah, 'cause then you could get the worst person.
Yeah,
It's a sad game. That could be so sad.
It is sad. I've never played. No.
Yeah. Truth or dare. Wait, are you the one who had the life hack,
What was the life hack?
or was it Billy who's like, shout out Billy?
Shout out, Billy.
Always pick truth and then just lie.
Yeah, when he told us that, he's like, "Oh, I got a great life hack or whatever." And truth or dare, just always pick truth and lie. I was like, that's like the most obvious thing.
Yeah, but no.
He acted like he was cracking the code.
I thought in my head he cracked the code.
No, it's like, yeah, well, that's what we all did. You're not under a spell.
I think that in our heads when you're young, you think you're I have to tell the truth.
No.
I'm trying to think if I've had any times where I was like doing a dare that I'm like, this is actually, because also when someone dares you always just don't do it. It's kind of the worst game of all time.
Do you have a moment in life where someone dared you to do something and you did it and you were like, that failed horribly?
I feel like not really.
What about a moment where you did something and you're like, if my mom finds out about this, like you broke something, and you're like, fuck.
One time there was like near my friend's house, we'd always build forts.
Yeah.
And we built like a fort on this woman's fence.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was like an empty yard.
Uh-huh.
So we had the fort in there, and then there was a fence, and then a woman's house.
Yeah.
And so we had like a fort that we built like along the fence, and we started taking pine cones and chucking it over the fence at the woman's house.
Yeah.
And like hitting the window, and then she saw us.
Yeah.
Like comes to the window, sees us, so we take off running, and then we're like hiding, and we hear her come into the yard, and then she knocks down our fort, and then she left a note, and it was like, don't fucking throw pine cones at my house. I saw you guys. And then we told my mom and his mom, were like, this crazy woman just came and destroyed our fort.
What?
And like acted like we didn't. But then I felt so guilty.
Did your mom go and confront her?
No, they didn't.
She's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
That is kind of funny. Also, one time with this friend, we went into a house. We're like, can we get a cup of sugar? We're making cookies.
You went to this woman's house?
No, this is a separate time.
If I were the house, I'd be like, go to your fucking parents. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, the thing is, so we go ask for a cup of sugar, and we're like, wait, this is kind of fun. So we just continue to go to houses and get a cup of sugar. And we had a huge bag of sugar. And then one lady comes out, and we're like transferring sugar to the bag. And she's like, hey, what are you guys doing with all that sugar? And then she like comes like she's going to chase us. So we just take off running. But then, we just had that
lady, she's probably just didn't want you to have all that sugar. That's bad for you.
Yeah, she's probably looking out for us.
She's being nice.
But that's such a dumb kid thing to do, where you're just like,
yeah,
let's collect sugar. And you're like, what? That's so
why
stupid.
are we collecting sugar? Why did we spend 7 hours today collecting sugar?
Fucking awesome.
I'm trying to think of the worst thing. One time we were hitting golf balls in my friend's backyard, and immediately I hit a golf ball, and it hit the parents' car. Huge dent in the door. And he came out, and he's like, what did that hit? And I was like, the house. And he's like, go to the fucking, why are you doing this in my backyard? Go in the woods and do this.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay. And we're like, oh, fuck that guy, right? He's ruining our fun.
Wait, it was the dad?
The dad. And then, like, he didn't find out, but then, like, a few weeks later, he was like, wait, what the fuck is this dent? What is this golf ball-sized dent doing? And then he was like, oh, okay.
Did he figure it out?
Yeah, and then he came and told my dad.
Was he mad?
Yeah, he was pretty upset. We got in a lot of trouble. Nothing like bad. Now that I'm looking back, sometimes I'll like think about how like the parents would react to the stuff we were doing, and I'm like, this wasn't even that bad.
I know. I think of that too.
And they were like getting really mad at us.
Right.
And I'm like, what? So what? I fucking.
Or even like the pine cone thing. I'm like, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, I would have just come out. I wouldn't have destroyed your fort. I'd been like, hey guys, I know you're hiding. Just stop throwing pine cones at my house.
Right.
Like you can keep the fort. I don't care.
Yeah.
What an insane lady to come out and smash your fort. Are you out of your mind?
To leave a note's insane too.
Yeah, to take the time. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it is funny when you're a kid though. You think you're like, this is the end of the world, and it's like, dude, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other little kid things you did where it just felt so bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of stuff that like I was like, seems like an overreaction.
Yeah.
And then other things was like, we probably should have gotten in trouble for that.
Did you toilet paper at all?
No, one time on the day... Did I tell you the story? The day before Halloween, I went and I was like, I'm going to fucking egg a house. Hell yeah. Like, I'm badass. So I took an egg, and then we went to this one house, and I just, like, took it and threw it on the driveway. And I was like, fuck yeah, look at that shit. I'm the best. And then, like, all the neighbors were talking about it. They're like, someone tried to egg the Hagedorn's house. Someone tried to egg the Hagedorn's house. Oh, my God, who was it? And I freaked out. I, like, got so nervous. And then I went home and cried.
Did you tell anyone?
Yeah, I told my mom. I was like, oh, my God. Oh, and
You threw an egg just on the driveway?
just on the driveway.
Wait, so you're by yourself?
No, I was with friends. I'm like, check this shit out. And they were like, oh, fuck yeah. And then I went home and immediately cried. And my mom's like, well, you got to go tell them. And I was like, no, please don't make me. And then I was like really crying. And she was like, all right, whatever.
Especially just an egg on the driveway.
She's like, it just hit the driveway. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, just don't do that again.
Also, what was the name of that family?
The Hagedorns. They're not listening. No one's
No,
listening.
I know. That sounds like a Harry Potter family.
The Hagedorns.
Doesn't it? Or like a Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we did that. One time on Halloween, I was doing trick-or-treating, and I had to use the bathroom. I was probably like 10 or 11, and I really had to use the bathroom, and I was like, oh, shit. But I'm like, oh, but I can't stop trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
I'm with the squad. So I just, like, kept going, and then it got to the point where I'm like, oh, my God, I really have to go. So I started to run back, and then I just shit my pants so bad.
Mid-Halloween.
Mid-Halloween, like all the poop.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I was like, oh, no. I knew I was too old to be shitting my pants because, like, I came home and I told my mom, and she, rather than being like, it's okay, you know, she was like, what? Like, what do you mean?
That's awesome.
She was like, oh, come on. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's fucking everywhere.
That's sick. That's disgusting.
When was the last time? Do you have the last in recent memory that you like full blown shit your pants, not a shart?
I haven't done it, dude. One time maybe I told the story in second grade. I haven't done it so long, but in second grade I shit my pants in the morning recess, and instead of telling anybody, I just stayed like fucking is in my pants all day.
No way.
I mean, I like went to the bathroom, tried to wipe it out, but I had the shit underwear. Like I didn't throw that out.
Was everyone like, yo, what's that smell?
They had to have. Like, there's no way. It's so fucking gross. And then, you know what's funny? That happened. And then in sixth grade, we wrote stories.
And you wrote that story?
And I wrote this story, and then I read it to the class, and everyone's like, oh, that is the funniest thing. I'm like, it's so gross.
Yo, man, good on you to confess that to your
Also,
class.
from second to sixth grade is not that long of a time. Even
sixth
but
grade,
the
it's like,
age-wise,
I can't believe you admitted to it in front of your whole class.
I know.
That was sick. That was
That's
sick
hilarious.
as hell, bro.
Yo, back one.
You were the most confident kid ever. Just telling people, I fucking shit my pants, whatever.
Dude, in sixth grade, because I came from homeschool,
yeah,
so I was like fresh blood.
Yeah.
And I was the cockiest motherfucker you've ever met.
Because you hadn't been made fun of.
Yeah, I hadn't been made fun of, and then girls like liked me because I was just like new guy.
Yeah.
And so then I was just like, so fucking from 6th, 7th grade is the most confident I'll ever be.
Did you slay? Did you slay the women?
I didn't.
Any kissing?
No, not back then, because I didn't kiss anyone until I was older. But I mean, there was girls who like had crushes on me, but not the one I wanted. You know.
Wow. I remember in 5th grade, there was this one girl that everyone liked, and I don't know how. One day I just like came back to the classroom. I came back to the study hall, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're not gonna believe this!" Everyone just confessed to liking this girl. Like all the guys in the class. I don't know how it happened, but they universally were like, "We like you." And she was like, "Oh," no. And then I was like, "Oh, really?" And then this one girl was like, "Do you like her too?" And I was like, "No," or something like that.
But you did.
I did. But it was something. No. Maybe I walked in with a friend, and the girl was like, "Everyone just confessed." Something happened where this, like, the girl's friend was like, "What? Wait, what? What's happening?" She was with me. Oh yeah, me and this girl's friend were walking like back to the classroom, and everyone was being weird. And the girl's like, "What happened?" And this person was like, "Yeah, they all confessed to liking." Her name was Nicole.
Hot.
Whoa. And then the girl next to me was like, "Even Kellen confessed," kind of implying that she liked me. Does that make sense? The friend was like, "Oh, even Kellen confessed?" Why would she specify me?
Interesting. Unless a friend liked you.
And then I fucking, yeah. It meant someone liked me. And I just went, no. And they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sad.
I don't know if I flubbed that story. But that was crazy. This one girl, she just went into school one day and everyone's like, we like you.
That is crazy. Dude, that's when you, like, because there's a popular people just, like, all the girls like, or guys, or whatever. And you're like, that's when you just realize life stinks.
Life does stink.
And you're not going to get the one. Unless you get them when
she
you're
got
older.
pregnant in college though, so.
Oh, what a loser.
So.
Dude.
I don't know if I should even say this. I remember she's a very nice person, probably. Maybe not. But I remember she got pregnant in college, and then she like wrote a full Instagram story being like, I don't know why people are thinking it was an accident. Like, I just wanted to start my family early. Like, a whole thing like that. And we're like, no, you didn't.
Right.
You got pregnant at the worst possible. Why wouldn't you just wait?
Spending that much money, too, and like...
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy.
No way you're a freshman in college and you're like having sex with a guy and you're like, let's start a family.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I know we kind of just barely know each other, but we should start a family.
So are they still together?
I don't know. That's a good point. I haven't really checked in.
We should do some research.
I hope she doesn't. She's not going to listen to this, but...
She might. Also, do you know it was sick in 6th grade? One of the hottest girls had her friend come up to me and was like, do you want to date her?
And what'd you say?
And I was like, yes. So then for a week,
You dated.
we dated, but I had never even talked to her.
That's
We said
weird.
like hi once, but for a week we were like dating, and we didn't even interact. One time I went over, so embarrassed, and then that's pretty cringy. And then finally I like told someone else to tell her we're not
there.
we're dating. And then 6th grade you got one dance for
Yeah.
the year, and during the dance she's like, do you want to dance with me? I was like, yeah. And then she's like, hey, would you ever want to try dating again? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then another girl who liked me, I found out she was crying.
Dude, you're the coolest guy
I
ever.
was the coolest dude. And so then I felt bad. So then I went back 15 minutes later to the first girl and was like, listen, it just doesn't feel right. And then I dumped
Dude,
her.
you in 6th grade. It was just Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
For you. You're like the coolest kid
yeah,
ever.
dude, too bad I didn't utilize the time, you know.
What did she say? She was like, what happened?
Yeah, she must have. And it wasn't like I liked her.
Or did she act dramatic too? She's like, fuck. I feel it too, but I just want to. She like looked away. She's like, I know. It doesn't feel right, but that's what makes me want to do it.
She's like, one kiss to tell me how you feel.
So did you end up dating
No,
the girl
I
that
didn't
was
even
crying?
want the other girl. I just felt sad for her.
I think you just got nervous.
No, for sure.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
You're like,
especially 6th grade. I was like, I didn't know what to fucking do, dude.
I remember one time it was either 6th or 7th grade. I used to play on a basketball team, but I played with a bunch of like kids from public school. So like a lot of their friends would come watch us play. And one time a girl came to watch us play, and she liked me, but I was like so nervous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Like they'd all be hanging out, and I was like, I got to work on my jump shot or whatever. But then like one time I was at home, and they called my house, like my friends, and they're like, yo, what's her name really likes you. Like, do you want me to give you her number? And I was like, I'm sleeping right now. And they're like, what? I was like, you just woke me up. I'm sleeping. I need to go back to bed. And they're like, oh, okay.
They're like, it's 2 p.m.
And then
dude.
that was it.
Really?
I never brought it up again, and I think I just avoided them.
Yeah. Do you regret it?
No. I would have just panicked. It would have been...
Right.
The problem is I just would have been humiliated.
Yeah.
Like, if I said, like, yeah, give me your number, I would have texted her or whatever. I don't have a cell phone. I would have just, like, what would I have done? I would have called her and like, hey, you want to hang out? We would have hung out. I would have fucking been so nervous.
Yeah.
I don't need that to happen to
Was
me.
she cute?
I think at the time I was like, oh, this girl is cute.
Ah, yeah. That time travel.
But I was like,
That's
that's a good... All right, let's go into our first segment. Are we starting with our mystery segment today?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, might as well.
All right. So, mystery segment is top 3 things you would do if you had a time machine. Did you spill?
No.
I was going to say, do you need a napkin?
No, I was just checking
That it's going?
Yeah.
Top 3 things you would do if you had a time machine. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
All right.
And we didn't get specific, so it could be personal, but you could be saving the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So you go first.
I think I would have to go meet Jesus. I think I would be a little too tempted to not. My only concern would be going back to Jesus' time would just be like getting killed.
Like you get there and he's
Like I get there and there's just like something happening and like there's like
it's like you're
I don't know how to
friends with
live or
this
my body can't.
Well, that with the rule with the rules of time travel, you got to think if you went back to that time, everyone would be like, what's this white dude?
Yeah.
So you got to just pretend.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would want to meet Jesus, see if he see what's all the fuss about.
What if he's just a piece of shit?
I would have to see. Is
Or
this
he's
guy really curing blind? Is he really doing all
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Or he's gay.
Is he the savior, or is he gay?
And you have sex with him?
And then I kiss Jesus. Yeah, I would seduce Jesus to see if he's the real son of God. Yeah, and then he falls in love with me, and then I can really know. No, I'd have to go meet him.
Then what do you say?
Because
to
he's
him?
a real person. Everyone admits whether or not you believe that he's the savior and you're Catholic. Historians are like, no, he was a real person.
Right.
So I'd go meet Jesus.
But he could have just been like a cult leader, right?
Yeah, that's probably more likely that is what is true.
Right. Which is so gnarly.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
But the world's best cult.
yeah,
Look what he's done.
he's still killing it.
So many years later.
Yeah,
Thousands.
it is crazy.
All right, that's my first one.
Okay, mine. Stop Columbine.
Stop Columbine.
Stop.
Columbine. Okay.
Because that one's like sometimes people are like I would stop Hitler.
Yeah.
That's like complicated. You're gonna have to kill a kid.
Yes.
Or like like there's no way. This one.
Stop Columbine.
This one's easy. You're like those guys
Also,
have guns. Bam.
The person that could be like, well, if you stop Columbine, then this legislation wouldn't be passed. We don't pass legislation. No gun laws have gone into effect because of school shootings.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're stopping a good law from going into.
Right.
You're just saving kids.
And I think
How would you stop it?
you would just fucking go to their house. Not their house. You just tell the cops. I think they have guns, and they just show up and there's guns.
Yeah, but maybe the cops are like, yeah, okay, kid.
So then you would have to fucking.
You'd have to befriend.
Wait with a rock.
You'd have to befriend the guy.
Yeah, guys. There's two.
Still, you'd have to try to be an inside man.
Right. Did you ever see the Stephen King book? 11?
Rage.
No, well, that is about a school shooting. No, this one he goes back in time to stop the.
Oh,
Kennedy.
don't tell me the JFK.
Yeah.
It's one of the best ones. I want to read it soon, though. Don't tell me any.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Anyway, but he has to like actually hang out in the
the town.
Yeah, and just like because he gets the time machine that takes him to like a certain point.
Yeah.
That's like a year before the assassination, so he has to like live.
Yeah, I think you'd have to befriend the boy.
And then just
because the reason the guy did it is because he was like depressed and sad and hated
yeah. Well, it's
student.
two dudes who are just like angry at the world. There's a great book on it I read, but
I think the problem with that is what if they just kill you?
True, but also I don't know.
Yeah,
but also
you'd have to go real deep cover and like be in contact with the police the whole time. Be like, look, I think my friends are thinking of doing this. I'm going to provide you with hard evidence.
Yeah,
let's figure this out.
Or you just handcuff them the day of. But then I guess they'd do it later, right?
You'd almost want them to, you'd want to just like leak the plans.
Right.
A couple days before, a week before, and be like, look, here's the plans. This is they're communicating. That could work.
Yo, do you know what I just saw the other day? It was just depressing, but there was a school shooter in like 2021.
Yeah.
And his parents, he got like life in prison. His parents got charged with involuntary manslaughter because they like knew about the gun, that the kid had a gun and didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Not that he was going to kill anyone, or it was something like that. I'm like, that's crazy that they're now.
Yeah, I'd wonder, I would want to hear the facts on that.
Yeah.
Maybe they were like so negligent.
Yeah, that I would think if both of them got charged, and it must have been something like that. I didn't look.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a similar situation if you're like neglect your child so much that they die. Is that like a similar?
Yeah.
Like you're not caring for your child, you're not like feeding him as much. I wonder if that like similar argument was made. Like you didn't give him the time of day, you didn't do this.
Yeah.
You bought him a gun. Like you know what I mean? Like if you just like set the scene.
Yeah, it must be. It must be
like
something.
Like
yeah.
Anyway. Our justice system is never wrong. I would all right, speaking of Hitler, I would go back. I don't think I could go back in time and kill a baby.
No.
I don't think I could kill a baby.
You couldn't.
So I would go back and make Hitler a nice person, hang out with him, try to make him nice, stuff like that. Or I try to get him to kill himself. You know, like I roast him. I like start making fun of Hitler. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like I bully him.
You're like, look at that haircut.
I could bully a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't kill a kid.
But he was probably bullied.
Maybe I bully him harder to the point where and then I kind of go like, you should just, I float the idea. If only there was a way to take out all your misery.
I think Hitler probably had a situation like that. So I think you would just make him madder.
All right, so I make him a nice person. I hang out with him. I'm like, hey man, you know who's fucking awesome? Jewish people.
You're right. You come in as a Jew.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm a huge influence, and I'm very nice to him.
Yeah, you bring him cake.
Undercover Jew. Undercover Jew.
Undercover Jew. Right there. That's a good idea for a sitcom.
That's good. All right, your next one.
Wait, but also there's some flaws in this.
No, it's good. No, it's good.
How are you? How are you gonna? There's just random guys gonna come hanging out with him. The parents are like, "What are you doing, dude? Who are you? You're a teacher?"
I would be. I would pose myself as a 16-year-old boy. I think if I shaved, it's not completely out of the realm. And then when he's 16, I would hang out with him and be like, "Hey, man,
Right. So you're
Jewish people rule."
You're in your current form.
Yeah, I
And
could
he's
pass as a 16-year-old if I shaved. I'm not overly masculine.
A 16-year-old? Are you kidding?
Think back to some 16-year-olds that you knew and you were like, that guy's fucking huge.
Yeah, there's like one.
Yeah, I could just be one of those guys.
I think people be like this fucking
The only thing they'll give away is
29-year-old
my enormous cock. That's my cover's blown when they see my big penis. Wait
Yeah.
a second. That's not a 16-year-old. Look at that cock. And then I got to time travel back and then time travel back and stop them from seeing my penis.
Yeah, that's good. Or
So.
you tuck it. You have to tuck it back.
Yeah.
Oh, and
What is that?
It's trans thing. It's like a trans issue.
It's a trans movie now.
This is the
Write it
best one.
down. That's a great script.
Okay.
All right, that was my second.
Next one for me.
Go.
I think I would go to Egypt
Okay.
just to have a look.
And get the plague. Was there a plague?
Didn't the Jews
Oh, that's a
make
good
them?
one because you want to see how they're making the pyramids.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone says aliens.
Right.
That's a good one. Here's the problem with that one, though. You go back and it is aliens. It's kind of freak. They probably are like, aliens have good intel. They know time travel like the back of their hand.
Right.
They're probably like, whoa, this guy's time traveling.
Yeah, and they just take you out.
They take you and fucking probe you.
But also, what would you like? So it would be cool to see, but you go back and then you come back and you're like, oh, the aliens, and they're like, prove it, and then
That's a Nate
no one
Bargatze
believe
bit,
you.
right?
Yeah. Well, he says if he goes back, he couldn't even prove he's from the future.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you did it, you looked, and then you come back now, you're like, the aliens made the pyramids. Everyone's like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, I think you would have to. Maybe you would see some things the aliens were doing. You'd have to ingratiate yourself with the aliens, and then you could somehow.
You always just want to go undercover in all these.
I do.
Just shave your beard.
You
and
show up with Hitler. You and Hitler befriend the aliens. No, but then you can go back and be like, look, there were aliens in Egypt. And then they're like, no. And I'm like, well, check this out.
just a
And I say a
picture.
new equation. I go, it's like an E equals MC square. I'm like, check this out. Have you thought about doing this?
Yeah.
And then scientists are like, whoa,
It's just a
that's a good idea.
or is a picture of you, the aliens, and Hitler, and you're all shaved. And
That
they're
could
like,
work.
That's two 16-year-old boys with the aliens.
Holy shit. That's you from the...
That's
No, because
good.
I bet the aliens had a way of like warping gravity.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
so I would
argument.
just help. I'd be like, aliens, you got to help me. How are we doing this? And they would tell me, and then I would tell.
They're like, should put a picture of me in the pyramids. That's a good one.
That could be. That
So
could
then
be
now
good.
you go back, you're like, look at this picture of me. It's uncanny.
That's good.
Is that a word?
Uncanny.
I need word help. Okay, Egypt's good. What's yours?
I mean,
Did
my
you do two already?
I already did two.
Oh, the Hitler one.
I think my last one would just be, get rich, invest in Amazon, Bitcoin. I know all the Super Bowl winners. I know all the World Series winners.
That's what he does in Back to the Future.
Yeah, he takes the book that says everything like that. That's what I would do probably. I mean, that one's a kind of a boring one, but you can't not do that.
Yeah, that is good. Okay.
That's my last one.
That one's
All right.
solid.
What's your last one?
I think I would go back and force myself to do stand-up earlier.
You could steal some jokes too.
Yeah, I guess
You could just go back 30 years from now, 30 years in the past, and then you'd have all these bits from people.
Oh, just take them.
You could just take like, oh, this is Dave Chappelle's bit. This was this person's bit. This is this person's bit.
Nah, but this is more of I show up
Yeah,
in
that's
your past, talk to your past self.
yeah.
Because would that have helped? Did you start when you wanted to start?
No, because when I first moved I was like, I know I want to do something in comedy. So I moved to Long Island, and I took like some improv courses, and I took some sketch comedy courses.
It's fucking art history of the world. Art center of the world is Long Island.
Long Island, that's true. Well, because I was like, well, the city, New York City has all these things. I was like, well, I'm not going to just move to the city from upstate New York. And my aunt, I was like, I'll live with my aunt and uncle.
Yeah, get close.
So then I was doing that, and I was like, I don't really know. This is all right. And then one person in my improv group was like, hey, I do stand up. And I was like, and so I talked to her about it.
Hot. Was she hot?
Becky, she's a very beautiful woman. She's like older, married,
Big tits.
3 kids, three kids. I plead the fifth. And then I was like, I went to like an open mic, but I wouldn't even consider that me starting. I went to like a few open mics, and I would do like maybe like one a month or something like that. I was like, this is okay. I don't know. And then like kind of after the pandemic, I kind of plunged in.
Right. I feel like everyone does that.
Well, because then at one point I was in Long Island. I'm like, well, I'm not really committed to anything. Let me move to the city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finally move to the city. I'm gonna pursue comedy full time. Or I'm gonna be working, but also like I'm gonna do stand up. Then I moved to the city. 2 months later, pandemic. I had a show
Right.
I had a show like that Sunday.
Oh shit.
Like I think like I went into work Sunday. I had a show that day, and then work's like we're closing early. This is getting pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And then the club was like, we're canceling the show. And then by like 2 weeks later, everything was.
Yeah, right. I remember that was fucking weird. When
So I was like, well, I didn't really. I mean, I got like 2 months before the pandemic, but I was still like kind of like I moved to the city and I didn't have a job, so I was like scrambling for a job. I wasn't like really doing stand up that much.
Yeah, dude, because twice when I was like 16, I was gonna do it, or I was like 18, and I like wrote out a set, and I like emailed the guys like I'm gonna come, and then I bailed, and then when I moved here, I was 24, and I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I went to a mic to watch, and then didn't do it for 3 more years. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But whatever, whatever. You can't change it unless you had a time machine. That's the whole point.
I saw something the other day, a comic. He put up like a picture of him, like at work or something. I forgot who it was. And it was like him washing. He was a dishwasher at work, and he's like, "This is my life, all because 5 years ago I did well at one open mic." And it's true. He went to one open mic 5 years ago. He did well, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna pursue comedy."
Yeah, right.
And now he's a dishwasher and like pursuing comedy, but he's like, "Oh shit, that one." If I bombed that first open mic, maybe I would have gotten a 9 to 5, and I'd be in Connecticut with a wife and kids. And
I think of that because when I started going hard like at 27, I was like, if I pick like a job that could have had made money by 5 years in, I probably would actually been higher. I would have been doing decent whatever I chose.
Yeah,
I like to think. And instead I was like, well, I'll do stand up. And now I'm like, dude, we always talk about the future being like, we're never gonna make that much money type of thing.
Yeah, you like basically don't make money until you do. It feels
and then,
like.
yeah, exactly. Then you fucking ball out.
It's kind of a similar thing with bands, though. I mean, you look at like is it Zach Brown or Zach Bryant? Is it two?
I think they're two different people.
One of them, a similar situation for like 15 years. He was just like playing at bars.
Yeah, right.
Like poor, and then you make it, and then your like life changes overnight. But it's just like, yeah, you can just you have no money until you do.
Yeah,
it's
like Nate Bargatze he did like it's like 17 years before he blew up.
Now he's like huge.
Yeah, now he's probably one of the most popular comics.
Yeah, I was listening to a pod. You ever listen to The Regs? It's great. It's a funny pod.
Is it as funny as this?
No, of course not. But Joe List was talking about opening for Nate Bargatze, and he did like 7 minutes. Nate's like, "Oh, just do 7 minutes at the top of the show," and I think he made like $2,000 a show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How funny is that? You work 7 minutes.
Yeah.
$2,000.
That's what I was talking to a comic last night he's been doing like 16 years, and he was telling me about the road and how much you can make doing the road, and he was like, yeah, it gets lonely, but you fucking do an hour and you make $2,000 or whatever. He's like doing college or something, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucking insane.
It's awesome.
Then it's worth it.
But then they were like, wow, that's a lot. On the pod, they were like, wow, $2,000 for 7 minutes, that's a lot. But then they were like, what? But you would have made more on a weekend. And Joe was like, yeah. Like if he headlined a club.
Oh, by himself.
Yeah, they're like, we would have made way more. And I think he did like 4 shows for Nate. So he made like $8,000 on the weekend. But they were like, Joe, you would have made way more than that. And he's like, yeah, I would have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so, he's doing great.
But it's just it's like, the less than 1% of the comics are doing that. Are making that much money.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. We got to try. What else are we going to do?
Nothing. We're already too far in.
Yeah.
I was talking to Spencer Celio, shout out, and we were talking about quitting and people who have quit.
Yeah.
And he was basically like, I think if you can quit and not feel bad about it, you should.
Yeah.
But I just like couldn't. I would quit, and then I'd be like seeing all my friends posting clips and stuff, and I'd be like, fuck.
Look at him go.
Maybe it wouldn't bother me like right away, but as the years went by and I saw like everyone getting better, I'd be like, oh, that could have been me getting better.
Yeah, I think so too.
You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it is crazy to people who quit. You're like, you put in all this time and then just all for what? I mean, I guess you're getting life experience. And it is fun, but it is kind of gnarly.
It also is like, like Becca went to a mic yesterday at like 8:00 and she got home at like 11. And we were talking about it, and it was like, you have to devote 3 hours. You kind of devote like 2 to 3 hours of your night, and you're only gaining 5 minutes. You're only spending 5 minutes getting better at the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like an insane time suck.
Do you trust her that that's what she's actually doing?
Yes.
Okay.
No, she was 69ing with a Puerto Rican man. No, but she only got 5 minutes of stage time.
No, this how, because the other day I did 2 mics, and which I never do 2 mics anymore. I always just do 1, but I did 2, and then both of them were fucking horrible mics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I spent 2 hours at each of these mics for 10 minutes at a time.
That was bad.
That was bad, where I'm not even getting actual. So it's not even like you're doing 10 minutes and you're like, I'm improving. Like there is situations where like, this is giving me nothing.
That's the more I think about stuff like that, I'm like, that's why I just want to blow up on Instagram. Because then if you blow up on Instagram, you get booked. Even if I just get booked on more bar shows. Bar shows are infinitely better than open mics.
Yeah, for sure.
If there's 5 audience members, that's better than an open mic.
Yeah.
So
it's going to happen. You're going to blow.
I got another one in the works coming up. It's going to be hot.
Can't wait.
Let me know if you think it's funny. I'll pitch the sketch, and then you guys can see it when we release it. I don't know if this is going to be funny, but there's going to be a map on the wall, and it's going to basically be like, Becca's like, all right, we're going to throw a dart at this map, and wherever it lands, that's what we're going to do. That's where we're going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And she like throws it, and it hits a piece of paper on the side of the map that says like pegging at home.
That's funny.
And she's like, oh shit. And I'm like, wait, how'd that get there? Wait, what? And she's like, I guess we gotta. Oh man.
That's funny.
You think that's funny?
Yeah. Then does it show you pegging?
Oh, it just cuts to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
naked.
You ever see Broad City when they like, I think the first 2 seasons of Broad City, one of the girls is like really into her neighbor, and there's kind of like this sexual tension like kind of sprinkled throughout the first 2 seasons, and then they finally hook up, and they're hooking up, and the guy's like, you want to switch positions? She's like, hell yeah. And then he like hands her the strap on.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what? That's so funny.
That's so funny.
And he's like, yeah. I just thought, yeah, you could peg me or whatever.
Would you ever get pegged?
No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
I'll ask you off air.
Ask me off air.
Okay. Wait, what were you gonna? Were you gonna do something else? What time is it? Oh, we're moving.
We got to do life hack, and we have to do joke that didn't work. Even though I kind of did my life hack. I already did my life hack.
Yeah.
This life hack sucks I have anyway. All right, I'll do joke that didn't work. I did this yesterday. It didn't work. In fairness, my mic had 6 people at it.
I went to a hot mic yesterday.
Dude, I went to a mic that had 6 people, and one of them left before the mic was over.
What a loser.
How fucked
Who
up
was
is that?
it?
I don't know them.
Let's get him.
But so I am on stage, and they leave, and then a comic, Severin, shout out, he gets on stage, and he's like, that person has left before my set 2 weeks in a row.
Bastard. Well, when you're in Greenwich doing mics, there's so many mics like within the radius that people just come in and out.
Yeah, when there's 6 people, you should stay to the
Yeah,
end.
I agree. That's fucking fucked.
All right, so the joke I thought of yesterday, and I tried it and it didn't work, is Drake's dick pic leaked. We all saw it. Don't say you didn't. And
huge.
And it was huge.
Was it that big?
It's pretty big.
Not even hard. Were you the one who said that?
It was like semi, and it was still huge.
But it was like still standing up.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I feel like whenever I see, so the joke would be like, I feel like whenever I see a celebrity dick pic leak and it's huge, that's got to be the worst time for your dick pic to leak. Or like for you to send a dick pic. Right? Like imagine you sent the dick pic the day before Drake's got leaked. And you're like, yeah, me and this girl, we're sending nudes. It's hot. I send her a dick pic. And then Drake's leaks and it's huge. And you both kind of took it from the same angle.
Right.
Like it's a similar angle. And then she's like kind of looking at them side by side. And she's like, oh no. This is horrible.
I feel like it feels more like a skit.
Yeah. Well, it did bad.
Was the rest of the mic decent? Like, did your other jokes work?
It's hard to say because it was like 4 people. But
right.
Not really, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, I'm going to one today at 5, so we'll see.
I'm hosting it.
He's hosting.
I'll let you know if
the
he
inside
does well.
scoop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm like wearing a thong right now. Okay, all right. Your joke that didn't work?
Honestly, I've had the perfect week.
No, you didn't.
No. I was trying to. I'm trying. The joke. I started writing a joke about the subway.
Yes.
For hosting.
Uh-huh.
I don't even care about the subway. but I'm like, I gotta write this joke, and I've put so much time into it because I got a first punchline that works.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like hate, there's a sign, so I'm like hate. There's a sign I saw that says hate does not have a place on our public transportation.
Yes.
And I've been in New York for 10 years, and I agree. I don't think hate has a place on the train. I think it has a home.
Yeah.
And that gets a laugh.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do, and I've tried like what am I why are people laughing at that? Is it in the wordplay?
Yeah, I think so.
But also I feel like there's got to be some recognition of the train sucks. Is that what you're thinking or no?
Yeah. I do think it is wordplay though. Sometimes you'll hear, I feel like I hear people get laughs I'm like, I don't even think that's that funny, but the joke is structured in such a way that like it kind of signals the audience to laugh.
Yeah.
Like you kind of pause, you say the punch, audience laughs.
But I still think there's got to be something I would hope they're recognizing as the train sucks. Do you think or no?
Yes. I think you could. Do you think you could kind of go into an angle of then you say an example of something you saw on the subway and you're like, damn, this is home.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be funny?
I think so. But maybe.
You saw a couple break up or something?
And
fist fight?
And then you say hate.
Damn, this is exactly like my home. I don't know.
Oh, like it's my... I see.
Is that funny?
I feel like maybe something there. I guess I don't have like an example of the hate.
What about if you fictionally said, you're like, oh, I saw a guy hand his wife divorce papers the other day. And I was like, damn, this is home.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's different than what I'm saying, but maybe not. Who knows?
That is hateful.
Yeah. I hated it, in The Office. When someone gets a watermelon on his car, and he's like, it's not a hate crime. And he's like, well, I hated it. Or something like that.
Oh, no, he's like, make sure that wasn't Stanley's car or whatever.
Yeah. No, I think those are separate episodes. Anyway, so that joke's been fucking my little butt.
Your little butt. Okay. I've never heard you say that.
I said it. I've changed.
Yeah, that one. I mean, it's been the first punch does well, right?
Yeah, it's just like an easy one with, oh, you guys been on the train, blah, blah. And then the other day I went into my train story about being caught in the crossfire of hot people.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one's been fucking eating shit. Also, the other day I had an audition, and...
How'd it go?
Well, I get there, and they're like, do clean material.
They tell you to do clean material right when you get there?
Well, I guess that was like a known thing, but I didn't know. So there was a comic there, and he's like, yo, you should definitely do clean. They like clean. So then, which I'm like not super raunchy, especially my 5 minutes. But there was one joke about a girl orgasming. So I was like, okay, well, I'll take that out and put the catch a predator joke. But I'm like, wait, but that's also not clean.
Yeah, catch a predator's not clean.
Yeah, so then I was like, well, I'll put the subway joke in there. And then that joke, of all my whole set, that joke bombed the hardest.
Yeah.
I mean, it ended up not mattering. Didn't matter because I'm going to hopefully go back. But it was still just a bummer, like, do clean. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
and then for it to not work.
I just thought you couldn't do religious jokes. He's that.
Well, what they told me, they're like, he like it clean, kind of right-leaning.
Clean and right-leaning?
Yeah.
Is that is that synonymous? Is that hard? That's got to be... What do you mean?
I think... I don't know.
Maybe that's just a way to dissuade Brooklyn comics?
I think, honestly, yeah. Because it's like, basically, it's like old school guys who are like...
Who is the booker? Do you know? Because
I don't.
The old booker died.
Oh, did he?
Rich.
Oh,
His name was Rich, and he died.
Yeah, I don't know who the current booker is, but... Yeah, I think it's like, don't be talking about like coming, but also think of it as like a religious, maybe a religious
no cum
guy.
talk. All right.
No cum talk, and then don't be like, I'm gay.
Hey guys, I'm gay. Don't talk about being gay. Imagine there's a comic whose whole act is that.
Yeah.
I know one. Were you there the other show? We had a show maybe a month ago, and I don't know why there was like a young kid in the showroom, like in the audience, and the comic went up and literally for 10 minutes straight just started talking about like sucking and fucking and this is gay and I'm gay and I fucking it blew a load on my face. And the mom's looking at me like, what's going on?
Yeah, the mom was
like,
so
well,
rattled.
what do you hear? Leave. You need to leave.
Yeah. That's how like sometimes Aaron Burr gets up there and he's so raunchy.
Yeah.
And you just watch like moms, they're just like shocked. They like can't believe what's being said.
How does he start his set?
It
crowd
depends. Work? But he always does crowd work, but then he'll like, dude, there was still a guy the other day that was, it was like a young kid who was a boy, wasn't trans,
Yeah.
but he kept going, you're trans. So the rest of the show called him trans.
Yeah.
And the crowd just fucking dying laughing.
He's like, you look trans.
Yeah. Wait, did you hear me say the R word the other day? Were you there?
On stage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crowd they
loved it.
They loved it. I was like, I don't say that word and I accidentally said it.
The audience loves the R word.
Yeah, especially Broadway. They're like not woke at all. So they're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I haven't seen him too live. I haven't seen him live. I feel like once or twice I've seen him live.
He probably,
destroys.
Of everyone I see, levels the room. He's the potential to level the room harder than anyone. Like, it's insane.
I remember one time he was doing crowd work and he was like, and who are you? And they talk, and then he turned to this other girl and he's like, and who are you, girl, that I'm gonna fuck? And he like puts the mic in her face. It's so funny. He's also married, which is funnier.
Yeah.
And what's your name, girl? I'm gonna have sex with.
Okay, rules. So
he does rule.
You
You think you've seen him kill the hardest out of anyone? Probably, right?
Yeah, I think so. As far as like the room's just like leveled.
I know. I want to go and see him almost on a show because I'm like, I want to see like someone good follow him.
Right.
This is like real inside baseball talk. Did you ever hear that phrase?
Yep.
Sorry, guys. You know no one we're talking about. Look up Aaron Berg. He's very funny.
I forgot we were on a podcast. We're just the boy. We're just shooting the shit.
We're just shooting the shit, bro, with mics. We talk like we have mics sometimes when we're just talking.
Wait, is there one more thing
No.
What did we do?
No, we did everything. Life hacks.
Oh, no, you're going to read the question.
Oh, okay. We'll do it. Am I the asshole? We're going to do an Am I the asshole. Here we go. Am I the asshole for refusing to go to a nude spa that my GF paid for? I'm in Germany as an exchange student and have met a German girl here who I nowadays call my GF.
I get that. I relate to that.
Hell yeah. Everything was going well yesterday until she randomly told me that she had gotten both of us tickets to a spa where you're naked. I told her that I appreciated the thought and like spas, but that feels a bit awkward and uncomfortable to be naked at a spa. She really tried to convince me, and I said that age-old line, like, when in Rome. Now she's really mad because he's refusing to go. It's non-refundable. I feel like she should have ran it by me, though. What do you think?
Is he an asshole?
He's saying, am I the asshole?
No, dude. If he doesn't want to get naked, what?
Well, here's my thing. I've gone to a nude spa.
Yeah.
At first we were like, me and this girl were like, we'll stay in our underwear.
A girl you're seeing?
A girl I was seeing. She's mean.
Big jugs? She does, didn't she?
No. I mean, I think it was like normal.
Oh.
But then after a while I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get fucking nude.
Was she there?
Yeah, she was like, yeah, I'll get nude too, and I just got nude.
Are those people watching?
Oh, people like all around you.
Everyone's just naked.
Everyone's naked. There was like a couple of guys who were like the craziest penises I've ever seen.
Big?
Like the biggest showers you've ever seen, and just like they would be like in the water except the penis. Like they wanted the penis to be out.
Like it was floating?
Yeah. No, they would like prop their body up so their penis was out. It was insanity.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a little. I will just say I think that guy should have just done it. Fucking do it. Why not? When in Rome, you only live once.
Yeah, but so being naked, like you can't. That is something. At least she should have been like.
She should have ran it by him.
Yeah, let's do this. And then
Yeah.
if he says no, I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of just gotta accept that.
I think if you switch that, if a guy bought a girl and she was like, "No, I don't feel comfortable," everyone would be like, "Dude,
Yeah, you creep.
what are you doing?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is different, but yeah, I don't know. I've never been naked around people, to be honest, like in locker room or that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like once you break the seal, you can just do it.
Yeah.
I broke the seal. I'm like, boom.
Because what if I have weird balls and I don't even know?
Well, then it's good someone tells you, right?
I guess I'd rather not know. Because a girl might, girls are always like, they always say, depending on the girl you're talking to, depends on whether your penis is big or not.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
some girls are like, oh, you have a big penis. Other girls don't even mention it.
Yeah.
Just because they're past penises.
Because they've been with a black guy? Is that what you're saying?
That's all. They've been with Drake. And after you're done with Drake.
No, I understand what you're saying.
So I guess I'm saying is a girl might not know you have weird balls because she doesn't really know penises.
And then she goes to this spa and sees everyone else's balls.
Yeah, when they're propped out of the water.
It was cool, though, when I went. It was very relaxing.
Do they hit you with a leaf?
No, that's this was like an outdoor thing. Like there was plenty. It was like heated by these pools of water that were heated by like volcanic. It was crazy.
This is the grossest image to picture.
No, it was really good.
Just everyone's naked.
You're looking out like on the mountains.
It
was good. It was in Seattle, I think.
You were in Seattle?
Portland? Is that the same? I don't even know. It was in Portland, Oregon. It was in Oregon.
Okay.
We might have
Why were
joined
you
some.
up there?
I knew a lady that lived there.
You're doing long distance?
I don't even know if I would consider it long distance. We were just kind of like talking.
And you went to Portland, Maine?
Yeah.
Or Portland, Oregon?
But she didn't. She moved there. She didn't live there. She was like, we were hanging out, and then she moved there, and then we were
Oh,
still
you're
talking.
like, let's go visit.
and I was like, oh, I'll go visit.
Oh, okay. Did you bang her?
And she was evil.
Why?
She's mean.
Why?
Just the way she would say things.
What would you say?
Just fucking mean shit. Start arguments.
Did you ever say you have a small schmeckle?
No.
What is a schmeckle?
You said it.
I just don't know why. I heard that word yesterday. I was like, where's
gotta
that
mean
coming?
penis.
Is it Jewish?
I tried to do a joke the other day that I think the different names for penises should mean different sizes. Like wiener, below 6 inches. Penis, that's average, 6 to 7. Johnson, that's average as well, but that's a white guy. Hog is 8 to 10, and then 12 and up is black guy. Is that funny?
That's so funny.
Really?
It didn't work?
I don't even know if I did it yesterday because the mic was so bad. I was like, I can't do this right now.
Especially the black guy twist at the end.
That is a twist.
But that's also one of those jokes that I think so funny, but I could also see an audience being like,
oh,
the hog though, and but like cock, I think a cock is bigger.
the
right?
penis,
Yeah, wiener, penis,
cock.
dick or cock are kind of.
Do you like the Johnson line?
Johnson's very funny.
Johnson?
Hog's funny.
Hog's huge.
What's teeny?
Wiener's teeny. 6
No,
and below.
I think a wiener is between small and medium. I think teeny is like a chicklet or something.
No one would say that's not a word you use to describe a penis. A chicklet?
A ring dinger.
Not a word.
Willy.
Willie. Okay, but I also can't make it too long. I have to kind of condense it.
Yeah. What's a small penis?
I think a Willie's good.
Nah, that's not good. This is good. This podcast talked about penises
A lot of penises, similar to a previous episode. All right, I gotta pee. Do you have any parting thoughts?
No, I'm single, everyone. So
Is that true?
no, I'm not have a girlfriend.
Hell yeah. Follow me on Instagram.
If she's listening, she's great.
She's great.
Let's double date. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Bye.